time I met Father Wilbach, it was like we were friends from years ago. He made me feel so much at ease. And, you know, I'm a Catholic, and I've met a lot of priests. But I've never been able to say, hey, Father, you're one handsome dude. Now, you laughed when I said that to you at your place, Father. You're not laughing now. Father graduated from South High in 1942. Think about that, 1942. And after graduation, he went directly to the military recruiting office, where he signed on the dotted line to be nothing less than a Marine. A Marine. He told me he used to live on 36th Street, and he would run to school on most days. And when I asked him why, and he said, because you have to have strong legs in order to be a Marine. And then, when I left, I shook his hand. I said, Father, how did you ever get a grip like that? And he said, well, you have to have strong hands if you're going to be a Marine. You all have to shake this man's hand. You will not believe it. In fact, Father, I don't know if you saw your display over there, but I took a picture of your hands. Do you remember that day I took that picture? You're not answering me. I made him put his hands out in front of him, and I took his picture, and the first thing he said to me was, my nails need to be cut. I said, it's okay. It's okay. We'll take it anyway. But I have a picture of his hands up there on his display because, you know, you think about it. His hands, what if his hands could talk, what would they tell us? They have seen death. They have seen birth. They have seen a lot of very serious illness. It just goes on and on. So I thought his hands really told the story. So that's why I took the picture. Okay, I'm off script. All right. When I asked him what he remembered about South High, and remember this was 1942, the first thing out of his mouth was, I remember those hard steps. Those marble hard steps. And I said, guess what, Father? They're still there. So we saw him yesterday, didn't we, Father? Shake your hand. And then he said, well, I remember so-and-so as a teacher. He mentioned about 3 names of teachers that he had back then. And I said, oh, sorry, Father, they're no longer there. So, Father Wilbach fought in the Battle of Iwo Jima and still carries with him the memories of that battle. I was very hesitant to ask him because I know so many servicemen do not like to talk about their service. But he was very forthcoming. He said there was one day he and his buddy were walking up a hill, and his buddy was shot right in front of him, and there was nothing he could do. He carries a lot of scars of the battle, even to this day. About a year after he had completed his tour of duty, he came out, he found a job, and he worked for about a year. Then he decided he was going to answer his call to the ministry. He studied at St. Benedict's, St. Paul Seminary, and St. Bernard Seminary. And after ordination in 1956, he served over 11 parishes in the Archdiocese of Omaha, and 2 hospitals as well. Monsignor followed his call to ministering to the veterans. I think the veterans still to this day have a very soft spot in his heart. He's been recognized nationally and internationally for his pastoral care to the American vets. And if you will permit me, Father has a book. I'm not kidding you. For those of you that know him, am I right? It's a book this big that his mother put together from the day he was born. And everything that happened in his life is captured in a plastic sheet inside this scrapbook. And Father trusted me enough to let me take that scrapbook to go through it page by page. I promised him I'd bring it back. I did bring it back, but there are a couple of pages that are still up on the board over there. One of the pages that I didn't include over there is one that I wanted to read to you. This is called From Marine to Monsignor, 55 Years of Service.